What if one queen could turn a fragile kingdom into a global power? That queen was Elizabeth I of England. Hi, it's me, and this is One Queen. Elizabeth was born in 1533 to King Henry VIII and his second wife, Anne Boleyn. You know the drill. Henry had to have a son, and he wanted a divorce. So, when Anne didn't produce a male heir, Henry declared their marriage invalid, threw her in prison, and had her executed when Elizabeth was just 2 years old. Yikes. Officially declared illegitimate, Elizabeth spent much of her childhood in a tower, cut off from her royal relatives and not allowed to develop any close relationships. As a result, she grew up somewhat isolated and without friends. Talk about a messed up childhood. But her situation got even more dangerous in 1547, when Henry VIII died, and her half-sister, Mary I, took the throne. Mary was a devout Catholic, and she wanted to undo many of the reforms of the Church of England that her father had started. This meant that Elizabeth, who was raised Protestant, was in danger. For the next 5 years, she lived in hiding, moving from place to place in order to avoid detection. During this time, she narrowly escaped several plots to kill her. For example, one of her half-brothers tried to take her out with poison, but Elizabeth managed to escape. Another time, 2 of her former servants tried to strangle her while she was staying at a friend's house, but she fought them off with a scarf. You gotta love a resourceful queen. Finally, in 1553, Mary I died, and Elizabeth, at the age of 25, became queen of a rather fragile kingdom. England was exhausted from decades of religious strife and political upheaval. Most of the country was still Catholic, but the royal family was Protestant. Elizabeth wisely chose to tread carefully. She established the Church of England and named herself its supreme head. But she also made sure to reach out to the Catholics, promising them religious freedom as long as they accepted her as their queen. Thanks to her efforts, England finally achieved a sense of stability after years of chaos. Her 44-year reign, known as the Elizabethan Age, became a golden era in English history, known for its art, exploration, and power. England began to explore the world under her rule. Francis Drake circumnavigated the globe, claiming California for England and helping to establish the English colony at Roanoke. England also began to flex its naval muscles, defeating the Spanish Armada in 1588. This was a pivotal moment in world history. The mighty Spanish fleet had set sail to invade England, but they were defeated by the smaller, more agile English ships. Not only did this secure England's independence, but it also marked the beginning of Spain's decline as a world power and England's rise as a naval power. Back at home, Elizabeth supported the arts, leading to a flourishing of English literature and theater. The works of William Shakespeare, Christopher Marlowe, and Edmund Custis enriched the cultural landscape and helped to define the Elizabethan age. However, Elizabeth's commitment to her country came at a cost. She never married, earning her the title Virgin Queen. And while there were many suitors, including the King of France and the Duke of Anjou, Elizabeth chose to devote herself entirely to her country, once famously saying, "I and my crown are one." As Elizabeth's reign came to an end, England was a stronger, more confident nation, ready to face the challenges of the modern world. When she died in 1603, she left behind a legacy that would inspire generations of leaders and a kingdom that was poised to become a global power. Elizabeth I, survivor, ruler, and the queen who built the foundation of empire. If you enjoy stories of powerful leaders, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. See you next time.